Alrighty, guys, and we are off. Sorry for getting held up at the end of the driveway like that, but we are back. We have proven out that this format works, albeit the video was not great the last time. These GoPro mounts are tricky to get the angles that we want, but hopefully we have it all fixed up better for this time. So the setup we are using today, we've got my built Techno 2.0 helmet. I'm recording using the microphone in it and just using the voice memo app on iPhone. And then we are recording video with the GoPro Hero 8 Black. It's a great little camera, great picture quality. As long as you get the angles right, get the frames that you want. We're filming in 4K right now, 60 frames per second, and hopefully it'll look pretty good for you guys. So just a quick update. I'm hoping to start posting videos like this somewhat regularly. I'm going to be doing some traveling back to DC for a little bit, so this video might be the only one for a while. But so if we just do some moto vlogging, just whatever's on my mind. Don't have a great plan for what this is going to be. I'm kind of making this up as I go, but the hope is to one day knock out Smokin' Monkey as the best SV650 YouTube channel. He makes some great content, talks about mods and different things. Luckily for me, I got this beautiful SV650X, and the mod list for this bike is going to be pretty small. There's not a lot of different things that I would want on top of this X platform. It kind of came with everything that I wanted out of the box. I might be convinced to do exhaust or something. I've been looking at the Leo Vinci. That's what Gaming Dude put on his SV650 that he gave away. I figure if it's good enough for Papa Yam, it'd be good enough for me. So maybe that's something I'll do. It's looking like that's, a few $100, and honestly, I'm not so sure that the return would be that great. I love this bike. They say it might give you a couple more horsepower, a couple more ponies, but like I said, I really like this bike. I don't know if it'd be worth it all that much. Just spend a few $100 on exhaust just for a little bit better sound. I already think this D-Twin engine sounds amazing, especially once you get it up into higher RPM, around 75 to 8,000, I think, is really where the sound changes into a nice guttural roar. But so that's at least on the potential wish list. I mean, literally, it's in my wish list on Brazilla.com. Better out some protective stuff for the bike, some frame sliders. I actually kind of like these mirrors. I don't know how well you can see them right now, but yeah, I'm probably going to keep the mirrors for a long time. The idea is like what's actually going to improve either the ride quality or give me more peace of mind if I, take her on the low side one of these days. For the scenery, this is kind of becoming my go-to route. Gives me some nice little twisty back roads. It's probably about a 25-minute loop if I'm going pretty fast, not getting blocked up by trucks, minivans, that kind of thing. But this is Irish Potato Road in Cabarrus County. Has some nice twists, some nice curves. And when there's not huge traffic, you can really whip down it. And it's kind of been what I've been learning on, trying to practice my turns, my curves, and going round and round. You can leave a comment and tell me how terrible my lines are, but this is my first motorcycle that I've ever owned. I grew up riding my dad's Suzuki Boulevard C50T. For those of you that don't know, it's about a 850cc bike, big cruiser, lots of leather, lots of chrome, lots of studs. It's a good-looking bike. It really is. It's just sort of, every time I rode it, I was like, man, I wish I could get rid of this windshield. I wish I could get rid of these bags. I wish I could get rid of that passenger seat. It's just, it's a lot. There's a lot to it, and I wanted something more stripped down, more bare bones, more naked, and that's really how I ended up with this Suzuki SD. I mean, naturally I want to stay within the Suzuki family. Also, it's not just my dad with the Suzuki, it's also my uncle and my cousin. They ride Hayabusas. We're not that crazy, though. There's a good old-fashioned Busa boys. Shout out to you, Cousin Kevin, Uncle Doug. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle, and when I was buying a bike, I knew I didn't want to do a big, heavy cruiser that's not as good for DC, and that's really what I had in mind. Was I wanted a bike I could take into the city, do some commuting, do some around town stuff, save me some money on gas, really, if I just want to pop over to like Union Market, or even if I wanted to commute to work once a week or so, take out a bike instead of the car. And really, I'm thinking this bike is going to do a great job with that. It's a great commuter. Riding around town like this, it's wonderful. The only place I have any trouble with it is really on the highways. There's not a lot of wind protection. I mean, there is no wind protection. You start going 75, 80 miles an hour, and you really feel it. And then if a tractor trailer or semi passes you, you start getting hit with the gusts and waves. It's really unpleasant. I've put maybe 5-10 miles on the interstate, and that's kind of all I wanted to do, which has really gotten me thinking, like, what kind of bike would be great for both around town and longer interstate hauls. And got me thinking, like, what am I going to want for my second bike? I've had this bike 3 weeks. What kind of crazy person buys a bike, has it 3 weeks, and then is already thinking, oh, what am I going to get next? What am I going to get next? Luckily, like, I was able to buy this bike outright. I have a little bit of a balance left on it on one of my credit cards, but other than that, the bike is basically paid for. But still, like, how much debt do I want to be in? Oh, yeah, right there. 50 miles an hour in third gear. That's pretty nice. You can't beat the scenery on some of these back roads in North Carolina. Just green pastures, blue skies, tree lines, cows. It is quite pretty. These are exactly the roads that I think of when I think of riding. The weather was pretty much fickle all day, fickle all week. It'll appear to rain, and then it'll stop, and then you'll check the weather, and it'll say it's going to rain all evening, and then you check the weather 30 minutes later, and it says blue skies for days. So right now I'm happy to be able to get out and ride and enjoy some of this weather. It's hot. Oh gosh, it's hot. I don't think I have a temperature gauge on here. That's a lie. I just don't. I don't have a temperature gauge. But once you get up to speed, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Some fast facts if you found this video because you're wanting to buy a Suzuki SV650 yourself. It's a great bike. I think it's around 645 cc, something like that. D-twin engine, makes a great sound. The X model has these clip-on handlebars, but the standard model has more upright handlebars. The X with the clip-on handlebars brings you a little bit more into a forward position, but it's really not a lot. The X does have some other cool features. It has these nice little partial fairings on front. We got the headlight cowl, and then some body features on the side. very slight. But it also comes with a very comfortable tuck and roll seat straight from Suzuki. You can buy this seat aftermarket for a standard SD. I'd really recommend that if that's what you go for. But it's a nice bike. It's making around 70 horsepower, somewhere in there, and 47 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. We always get caught at this red light. That's okay. NC Highway 73. I don't see anyone coming. I'm going to go for it. Beautiful Concord water tower. This is a really fun road, too. You pass motorcyclists on this road a lot. Usually run right here. Going pretty fast, too. It's a fun, twisty road, but it's bumpy, my gosh. Now's a good time to talk about the suspension. It's not bad. It really soaks up a lot of it. But as you can probably tell, I'm moving up and down a little bit in my seat. I'm not a big guy. I'm only about probably 150, 160 pounds, somewhere in there. I haven't been on a scale in years. But, yeah, the suspension's pretty good. Holy cow. Yeah, the only thing is a little scary is hitting a bump in the curve, in the corner, but, again, still not too bad. According to Adam Wahid from Motorcyclist Online and his MC Commuter series, he reviewed this bike, and he attests that you can ride this bike very hard in corners. I really recommend that series of videos from Motorcyclist Online. So Adam Wahid does it now. Zach Court used to do it. He moved his commute reviews over to Motorrad, I think it is. You can get that online on Amazon Prime. I looked into it. Some of the episodes look really good, and it's great to see him and Ari Henning still making motorcycle content. I'd love to support them. I'm waiting for a good time to do a free trial where I can really, do a free trial and really binge all their stuff. And see how I like it. But I've just been hesitant to pull the trigger because I just knew I would get the free trial 1 week subscription and not be able to watch any of it, and have wasted it. Yeah, we're going to have to slow down up here soon anyway. But I mean, mostly, I think these videos are really going to be for me, maybe my family, if they just want to check in on me and see how it's going, what it's like, my moto journey, chronicling it. I don't have any kind of follower base whatsoever, so it's not like there's any expectation for this to be anything. I do think it's cool. I'm doing this 5,000% just because I think it's cool. And I want to. It's somewhere I can, have some fun, invest some time and energy. Better than just sitting around watching Netflix. I can get out on the bike, blue sky, get some breeze going, and create something, even if it's not great. My dad keeps telling me motorcycling is a hobby, and I partially agree. I want it to be more of a lifestyle than a hobby, more of a everyday thing, less of a weekend thing. And I think investing in this sort of motovlogging setup makes me a little bit more committed. And I think it'd be really fun to get this thing going in DC. We could create a lot of content there. We could do motorcycle monument tours. We could do some favorite places. We could do a cafe racer chase. I could ride to all my favorite coffee shops and record that. I've got some great coffee shops in DC that I really love. There's Open City at Washington National Cathedral, and there's Ebenezer's, which is proudly owned and operated by National Community Church, all for a good cause. And then, of course, there's many, many more wonderful coffee shops across DC. And I just moved to a new apartment before I came back to North Carolina. And our new place is right next to Ebenezer's Coffee House. So that's really cool. I'll probably be spending more time and money there than anywhere else when I move back, assuming this COVID stuff ever lets up. That was a little awkward. This little area of town is also still technically 25 until right there, so now we're good. But man, this bike, it just pulls. It has good torque, and you want to get it up to speed real fast. You come around a corner, you come off a stoplight, and you give it the throttle, and it goes really fast. Sure, more experienced riders, they know it's not so fast as sport bikes or, some other super torquey cruisers, but it'll go. There's nothing weak about this bike or this engine. If you're a beginner rider, it's probably a lot. And if you're like me, who's had some experience or maybe some experience on, say, a smaller displacement cruiser or something like that, you really feel all this power. And I'm kind of glad I didn't end up opting for, say, a 600cc race bike or something like that. That is one heavily armed police officer. Holy cow. But I appreciate the wave. I don't know if you guys caught that. I have a couple of friends that are actually on the Concord City Police Department. So, real proud of them and supporting them. Came down a little too low. We just passed the road on my left, and if you take that, it'll take you to Concord High School. It's where I went to high school. I keep seeing photos in my Instagram, Facebook timeline, posts from 7 years ago when I graduated from high school. Crazy that it was that long ago, crazy that it was only that long ago, however you want to think about it. It kind of goes back and forth for me. It just feels like a long time, but also not so long ago. I still feel young. I'm 24, going on 25 soon. This motorcycle I'm considering my birthday present and my Christmas present probably for at least the next 2 years, something like that. I will not be buying anything else for myself anytime soon. Oh my gosh. But I am really proud of this. It's an early birthday present. Jeez, my birthday is 3 months off. It's not the worst. I was planning on this though. Ever since I started my job in DC back in 2018, I was just eyeing 2020. Like 2020 is going to be my year. Gonna get the motorcycle. We're gonna have fun. Yeah, back then, when I first started working and I was drooling on motorcycles in my sleep, I was looking at the CBR 1000. Oh, false alarm. The CBR or the CB1000R. Whichever is the Honda's Neo Sports Cafe line. And I'm really glad I didn't get it. Oh my god. This 650 is great. It's really all the power you need. I haven't brought her above like maybe 80, 85. And honestly, I don't know when I would ever want to take it farther than that. So really, I have all the power I want. And plenty of torque down in the bottom. Maybe that would be the only other thing like you could ask for in this bike is maybe a couple more foot-pounds of torque. But otherwise, like, great bike, and I think it competes very strongly with the MT-07. I should have started talking about this earlier. But I was also eyeing the MT-07 in the sort of the last days when I was trying to pick out the bike. I was eyeing this bike at a particular dealership, and they sold it. And at that point, I was like, well, maybe I'll just get an MT-07. They're a pretty comparable machine, and I 100% believe they are. I think they're just about one for one. I've heard the suspension on the MT-07 is a little soft. Honestly, I don't know what that means, but it makes me sound very intelligent to say, I think. The primary thing, though, for me was all looks. I love the round headlight on the Suzuki. The MT-07 has a sort of diamondy looking thing. And when I was trying to decide if, hey, maybe could I be happy with the MT-07, I was looking up headlight replacements, and a company called Brogue Motorcycles, or Brogue Cycles, I don't know, I'm probably butchering that, actually makes a headlight swap kit, and you can get a nice, beautiful, bright LED headlight replacement for the MT-07. And in my opinion, it looks really good. If you're sort of into the more retro style and the red round headlight, you can easily do that if you prefer the MT-07's looks overall. And it's sort of the same with the XSR 700. I love the looks of that bike. It is a beautiful bike. I wanted that bike. But it was one of those things, I didn't really see a lot of them at the dealerships around me. I mean, honestly, I didn't find any of them. I haven't seen one to sit on even. But I have to say I have no regrets. This Suzuki SV650X is everything I could have wanted. It has the styling I want. It has the color I want. I'm a big white color scheme guy. My jacket's white, my helmet's white, my gloves are white. This was all true before I got the bike. I grew up watching the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the late 90s. Early 90s? I mean, for me it was late 90s. I think the show came out in the early 90s. I have Cousin Kevin to thank for that. But Jason David Frank in the role of the White Ranger, my gosh, I thought that was the coolest thing ever, and it never stopped being the coolest thing ever for me. So here I am, still thinking that the White Ranger's cool, and I'm trying to be him. If anybody knows somebody that can paint my helmet to have that cool gold job on it, let me know. I would probably pay for that. Not a lot, but something. Need to find like a struggling graphic design student to make my White Ranger dreams come true. A couple of years ago, I was turning right onto this road, riding in my dad's bullboard, and I rode it right into a ditch, dropped the bike on my foot. The bike really got out of it without too much damage. But I was young and an inexperienced rider operating a very heavy machine. I could not flick it about like I wanted to. And I leaned her over to turn right, going a little too fast. I scraped pegs, got scared, pulled it up, and went right off into the ditch. I've had some close calls on this bike going a little wide, but so far she has not seen the ground. No low sides, no sliding, no damage. Pull in. And guys, I think that's going to be all for today. I just wanted to do a quick run and get the bike out. Thankful for a little bit of clear weather. Pop her into neutral. Put the kickstand down. All right. So, again, I don't really have a plan for this channel. These are just going to be some homemade videos. And I hope to have some fun. Maybe one day there'll be enough raw content that there'll be some gems hidden in there, like monkeys writing Shakespeare. But otherwise, I'm here for a good time, and I'm going to keep doing it. If anybody's watching this channel and wants me to do something, I'll probably do it. I give in to peer pressure very easily. I probably won't be cranking any Megadank Nooners anytime soon. Not confident enough for that yet. Someone wants to show me how. Cool. Let's meet up. Right now, I'm in North Carolina. I go back and forth between Concord/Kannapolis area and Washington, D.C., so that's where you can find me. And I'd be happy for meeting up, doing rides, doing anything. I think that's going to be all for now, so until then,